Yes, people, here we are again with another episode of Let the Punk Talk. As always, joined by Carl from Boxing Royalty. And before we start, I just want to shout out to Bailey Mannion from Leeds, who watches all my videos. But yeah, so Carl, I'll just hand it over to you. As I know you've got questions from online viewers and questions that you want to ask me about a couple things I've got coming up. So yeah, the stage is yours, mate.
I can't think of anything that's coming up in the next sort of 3 months that's any interest to you.
Romania Backlash is coming up.
I think, are we talking about the 23rd of July at York Hall?
We are indeed.
Well, tell them what's going on then.
I've got my rematch with Paul Roberts for the Southern Area title.
That's I mean, the first fight was crazy, wasn't it? And obviously,
Hmm.
like I said to you in person, I think everyone, not just us, people close to you, I think everyone underestimated Paul that night. I see him at the weigh-in, and I thought he was drained, but it turned out he was a strong little so and so. But I'll give my two pence. I think Paul gave his best performance, and I don't want to eat my words again, but I don't think Paul can improve on what he did. Whereas I think you, with the distractions of the cut and whatnot, I think you were only at 50%. You weren't. You was like moving in with your jab rather than standing throwing your punch and then moving in. It was kind of. I get that's with the rushing because of the blood in the eye and that, but let's just go straight back through it, mate. I've got some questions here. So, first question, obviously, people that were there see the cut. There was one. What did you have? We spoke about for top of your head, on
Yeah,
the eye, and
three
somewhere
cut,
else.
one at the back of my head as well.
It's just so. Did you know when that happened? So obviously, clash of heads. Did you feel it straight away, or what happened?
Oh yeah, I felt it straight away. Like it just started as soon as it happened. It just started pissing with blood. So yeah, I knew instantly I was cut.
And it's quite funny because we on the podcast before the fight, I was asked. I must have asked you about 4 times on different. Have you ever been cut? And you was like, nope,
Yeah.
never been cut, never been cut. And then bang, I was up there with Ryan and Rod and all the other people. And I looked down and Ryan said to me, he's cut. And I was like, no, that's probably just because you go red anyway.
Mm.
And then you just see Tony jump in the ring. And obviously, like I said, that's just panic station for everyone. Do you know what I mean? Because you see your boy or your whoever you're there for getting cut. It's like shit. Then you see the doctor on the ring. Was you panicking at all, or was you quite calm?
No, I'm always quite calm. Like I asked how the cut was. I was like, is it bad? And Tony said to me, no, it's just minor. And as soon as he said that, I was just like, well, I trust Tony. I trust Kieran to tell me the truth. So like, I trusted him that it was just minor and it wasn't going to get stopped on a cut or anything. So yeah, I was just calm as could be when you've got blood going into your eye and someone else is trying to punch you.
But mate, it looked, and I mean, it was bad. But you see your face like, every time you get in a ring. If you fight over 10 rounds, you ain't going to get out looking clean. Do you know what I mean? But I still, to this day, show people that like that picture of you with a McDonald's, and I know exactly what you're in a chicken Big Mac because the night before you was banging on about it.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm wrong. No, I'm not wrong. And it was just war scars. Do you know what I mean? But where we're sat from where we were, all you could see was just your whole face in red. And we did notice, obviously, you force of habit, you're going to dab at the cut. But you mentioned before, Kieran had to tell you a few times to leave the cut alone. How hard was it to not leave it alone, though?
Yeah, no, it's near enough impossible, mate, because it was just going into my eye, and as I said, it was a weird experience. Like it just your whole eye goes blurry, and you can't see a thing out of it. So like I had to dab the blood out, like no matter what, or it was just fight with one eye basically, which I was kind of doing anyway. But I was just kind of disguising it instead of like actually making obvious. I was kind of like putting my guard up and then wiping like that, trying to be as discreet as possible with it.
It's quite surprising, really, because you see on a lot of fights now, like when there's a cut or there's someone's rocked, you see the commentators always saying he's going to jump on him, he's going to jump on him. Was you surprised that Paul didn't try and do more as soon as he see that cut? Because if I've cut somebody, I'm attacking it, and it's nasty too because it can cause problems. But at the end of the day, you're there to win that belt. Was you quite surprised that he didn't come at you more than he did?
Not really, no. I think like with my style, I was always going to be the aggressor. Like I'm just physically stronger than Paul. Like so, and you could see it in the ring. Like I always had the front foot. I was pushing him back, and then when we was together, I was the stronger man, like throwing him around. So I just think I'm too strong for Paul for him to just, put it on me and push and allow him to push me back and take control. So no, not really. I think he did, what he knows best, and he stuck to his style, which I think is the right thing to do. I think you should always stick to your style and stick to your game plan. So yeah, I think he did the right thing.
Well, I think, like I say, I don't think he can perform any better in the rematch. Well, I might be wrong again, and I hope I'm not bloody wrong, because March can piss off as far as I'm concerned. We were speaking about it for months up to come. What happened? I ain't even going into it. But is there anything that you would do differently in this fight? Do you look back now and think, if I'd have done this, or maybe I should have done that, or are you just, I did what I did, I didn't, or you felt like you did enough, I felt like you did enough? Is there anything you say, I could have done better on that, or anything?
Nah, not really. Like the odd thing here and there that happened in camp, but like no, like I don't think it would have made too much of a difference, to be honest. Like I was happy, I was happy with how camp went. I was happy with how I performed. Like I think I just nicked it, but I've spoken to loads of people. Everyone has a different opinion. Some people think I won. Some people think I lost. Some people think it wasn't. The draw was fair. But yeah, I think I just nicked it, and like there's nothing I would do any different on the fight. I think I stuck to my game plan. Like I, did what I wanted to do, pushed him back, controlled the center. I was the aggressor, like how I like to fight. So no, I wouldn't have done anything different, to be honest.
That's there's a lot of split opinions. I mean, I watched the fight back not with you, but we watched it back together, didn't we, that night? Not together, but you know what I mean, like on wherever. And I had it 6-4, and well, 6-3 one even, or something, or 5-4 one even. I had it. But then, like you say, there is people that have come up and said I had it 7-3, Paul. I don't see how you can see that, but everyone's entitled to their opinions. And everyone around you, your corner, they all thought you'd done enough to win it as well.
Yeah, Kieran thought he did enough, and the others said, it was close, which it was. It was close. So, but Kieran thought I had definitely done enough, and everyone else just said it was close. I don't think they didn't give me like an actual thing. They just said, it's going to be close. Either way, it could go either way, kind of thing. But
I mean, there's a lot of people at the top coming and asking, like Ryan being the professional boxer there, how he's got it. And I think he was the same. He had you up by a round. But you can't argue with it. You get some fights that are just awful and it's a complete mockery. But I don't think you can argue a draw. And I'm glad that they've done the right thing and ordered the immediate rematch. So we said 23rd of July, but a couple more on that fight. Sorry, I need to get these questions up. How far from your best performance was that? That might be a weird question because you might just say, "Oh, I didn't win. It weren't very good at all." But how did you feel in there? What do you think? Like,
I think as far as performance goes, I think that was mine and Paul's probably best performance of our careers. Like we stole the show. We put on like a 10 round like swabber is it that what they was it the Rock always used to say, or oh no, JR Jim Ross used to say it's like swabber of a fight, and yeah, I think neither of us can say that wasn't our best like performance as a pro so far.
well,
I
Paul
think
did, didn't he? Paul said, I don't know if you see his interview with Tom, but he said afterwards that wasn't as good as how he'd been training, which is.
Well, I just think that's bullshit because how is it not? He's had he's had 7 fights and he's lost 3 of them and drew 1, and the rest of them he's beat a couple journeymen. So how was that not his best? Of course it was. Of course it was his best.
Forrester on Punk says Paul talks shit. The shrimp. Yeah, one thing I'm always quite open, and I spoke to Paul after the fight, and he said to me, oh, it was close. You can't really moan. But then you see interviews with him saying, oh, I done enough. I just think, just say what you got to say. Do you know what I mean? Like, you ain't going to go at him because of his opinion. So just be honest. Do you know what I mean? And if you can't be honest to someone like you're going to get back in the ring and have it out. So whether he says, Jack, you're a mug. Oh, I'm going to beat you up. Well, no, you're not. We're going to fight. Do you know what I mean? Just be straight. And I've seen a few interviews since that he's done. And look, fair enough if he thinks he won, but tell you that. because you give Jack the honest truth, and you've said nothing. Sorry, Paul, you've said nothing to Paul that you haven't said anywhere else. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, he's a shrimp. In the words of Jack Newham, Paul Roberts is now a shrimp. And I wish him all the best, obviously, but I don't think, and one thing you said there about it was your best performance today. I know you can do a lot better than that as well. Do you know what I mean? So it's scary to see what you could do. And I'm not saying you didn't turn up 100% because I see you. I see you in camp. I see you the day before. But you can do better. And I think if you do perform better, you beat him. It's as simple as that. Like, he's not on your level. Do you know? It's the same as if Jordan Perkins boxed Paul, I think he'd beat Paul. Do you know what I mean? At his level. I think not that you dipped to Paul's level. I just think without that cut, I think you'd have still stopped Paul. I genuinely believe that. But that's enough about him. I ain't saying his name no more. He's an enemy until July the 24th. So tickets are not on sale yet, but when can people get hold of them and where can they get them?
Just the same old, mate. I would imagine I'd have them within the next 3 weeks, and there being the link in my bio, which will be a link to the website. Get them off the Goodwin website, or just get them off me personally.
Yeah, people can message me, and I'm sure Rod and Terry will all push them through. Have you got any idea on prices yet? Because obviously I know it. You said it was. I wanted to ask you about this. The card's meant to be quite good, isn't it?
Yeah, well, there's going to be. I've been told 5 title fights. I think obviously one of them was meant to be Mark's, but that looks like that's off now. But there's good fighters on there. I mean, Daniel Mendes probably might still be on there. I'm not sure.
You better not
be. Huh?
You better not be.
Oh, then. And then you got Ramez Ramoud. I think he's fighting for the southern area.
Is he? Has he got the southern area fight, Ramez?
I think so.
Oh, decent. Yeah, he boxed on the 26th. He looked good. I like him. He's a nice lad.
Yeah, I like Ramez. I get on well with him.
And Adrian Martin, is it, or something
Adrian
like
that? I don't know if he's got a title fight, but
I think
know
it's
he's
an eliminator.
Oh, is it eliminator?
An English one, yeah.
Oh, English.
I believe so. I might be wrong, and I don't. To be honest with you, you know what I say. I don't care who's on the card. I could not give two shit. I'm there to see one person, and that's obviously sounds quite funny, but I'm there to see you, and I don't, I don't care who else is there. Do you know what I mean? But
yeah.
Any messages for any certain people that are going to be there?
Not really, mate.
It's good. We need to get Paul on here. Definitely need to get him on, and we'll do what Tom done, but we'll go X-rated, and I'll be in the middle like the little ball holding the red flag, and shine it at both of you, and we'll just go for it. So 23rd of July, that's about 10, 11 weeks now. So you back in the gym today?
Yeah, my first day back. It was just 12 weeks. Well, it was 12 weeks on Saturday, so it'll be 11 weeks this Saturday coming. So just getting back in now, like change the diet up and all that. I had my first day back in the gym. It was just like a light session, to be honest, mate. Nothing special.
And then you'll be back 8 weeks out.
Indeed, mate. Indeed.
And this is one thing actually, because obviously you go to Pug, great little gym down in West Finchley, is it? People don't understand, or not understand, but they don't know with you, is your journey to the gym every day. It's I know we spoke about in the first one, but so just tell people again. So your standard day in camp whilst working looks like what?
So I'd get up at like 4 a.m, and I'll go to the yard for 5, and then get told what team I'm on, start work at 6, and obviously being a binman, you never really know what time you can finish. So sometimes my earliest finish has been 9, which is beautiful, and then my latest finish has been 6:30. So you never know what time you're going to get off. But average day, I normally get off around anywhere between 11 till like 1 on average, and then after that, I'd go straight down to the gym, which is like an hour and a half, 2-hour journey for me. And then I'd train for anywhere like an hour or so. And then obviously I'd have to do a journey back, which is another hour and a half, 2 hours. And then depending on what day it is, I didn't go for a run afterwards as well. I'd go and do like a 4-miler or 5-miler or whatever. And then come home and then it's bedtime.
with the coffee drinkers on the track, eh?
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing them again. It is, obviously I've done that journey down to that gym with you, and it's quite easy to just jump in an Uber. And what did it cost? Like £25, didn't it? But you think if you do that 2-3 days in a row, you're going to be stuck in that routine of getting Ubers, and then the fight's not going to be worth it. Do you know what I mean? It's because you've spent all your money on bloody travelling. But so yeah, back in, is it going to be the same corner team? Obviously, Kieran Duffy, legend, Tony Peel, legend, and the other guy whose name I don't know, still a legend.
Yeah, the other two. Yeah, I would really like to get Barry in my corner. Barry's was my first ever professional coach down at State of Mind. I really wanted him in my corner for the last fight, but Kieran had already booked because you're only allowed 4 people in the corner apparently, and Kieran had already booked 2. But I don't really mind. If Kieran wants the same team, I'm happy with the same team. But I would just really like Barry to be there because it's just like one of them things, isn't it? Like he was there at the start. I'd really like him to be there, like in the big moment. So I'd really like him to be in my corner, but we'll see what happens.
So are you in contact? Well, so you're always in contact with Kieran, but have you arranged, the first day of camp, or is it literally just going to be the first Monday after 8 weeks?
Yeah, just exactly what you said. But I'll probably go down before that anyway, because it's still like 4 weeks away anyway. So yeah, I mean, I'll probably go down sometime before that. But at the moment, I'm just doing my thing. I'll just be going out to State of Mind for like the foreseeable future, just because with work and everything, mate, it just makes my life 100 times easier. State of Mind's only like 40 minutes by train. It's not an hour and a half away or 2 hours away. And I could still I can get myself fit and get weight off, within 4 weeks. Getting ready for camp, and then when it's serious and I need the sparring and I need the hard pad work and the someone pushing me on the bag, then that's when I need Kieran, is when with 8 weeks to fight night.
I love watching you two when you train together. I think it's brilliant. Good, Jack. Good. He loves saying good, doesn't he? What about, you say like 40 minutes, where we had the photo shoot on Wednesday? Is that not closer to you?
Yeah, Hayes is like around the corner, yeah.
Could you not just go and train there? Like before you go into camp at Pug?
Probably, but I like State of Mind. State of Mind's like my home,
Yeah, I think a lot of the boys that I know around your way, I think Jack used to go down there sometimes, and also Dean. I know a few people that have gone down
Ricky as well started there. Me, Ricky, Dean, we all used to train together down there. That was like, we were like the original State of Mind boys, like me, Ricky, Dean, and like Dan Keenan, and like we was like the original boys down there.
There's a lot of talent in Hayes, isn't there? When you think about it, like obviously I've been in Hayes, like obviously we're close for like the last 5 years. Always been like watching boxing, and it ain't since obviously I got involved with Boxing Royaltee that you realise how many live around there. That's bloody mental. So I just want to quickly talk about obviously the boys that we were with on Wednesday. A quick shout out, obviously a big thank you to all of you that come for that. Obviously yourself, here we go, I'm going to miss someone out here. Yourself, Jack Newham, Mitchell Preedy, Ricky Heavens, Poochie, Aaron, and there is somebody else. Is there? No, there ain't.
No, I think that's everyone.
No. Yeah, just thank you for doing that. The pictures are out. I'm getting them tomorrow, and the video. But your hair looks to have changed colour since Wednesday again.
Yeah, it's because it's a washout, isn't it? So when I wash it, it fades.
It looks like I don't know what, it looks like a drumstick at the minute. Yeah, I can hear Terry like like pink and yellowy white.
Yeah.
You want to give it a lick? No, I'm joking. Is there, before we move on to what we said about the questions, is there anything else that you want to talk about regarding the fight? Anything, whatever it could be?
No, nothing, mate. I think I've spoken enough about it over the last, however long it's been now, 2 months or something.
It's going to be annoying now, isn't it? Because every time even when I call you up, how's camp? Every time someone speaks to you now, it's going to be, how's it going, Jack?
Yeah.
I bet that's so bloody. And then you're going to have all the podcasts that people want you on. Mate, I don't know how you do it, And a quick shout out to all the people, obviously, that come to the last fight. That support, I think we spoke about it before. There was a few of us in the pink t-shirts. Obviously, young Stevie in his little tracksuit. I think he wants another one for the fight.
Another one, yeah.
Another t-shirt. We'll have to do him a proper t-shirt. Maybe. I know he won't wear pink though.
He will. He wear what he holds.
Well, I'll let you tell Rod that and see what happens, because I wouldn't be telling Rod. But no, yeah, mate. If that's everything in regards to the fight, Forrester and Sons, he's wearing pink defo. There you go.
There you go.
We've got it. Let's move on to some of the questions then. So, the first question I've got here, and I don't know if you want to tell the story behind this. Trying to get him to get his nails done. Is favorite omelette? Why am I asking you that, Jack?
Because I eat omelettes a lot. Who asked that?
I asked that.
Oh, you asked it. Oh, yeah. No,
Your little venture out the other Sunday.
yeah, mate. I love like egg things, innit? Like egg based things. Like, but like I don't know what my favorite omelette would be, but one I have all the time is just like tuna and cheese.
Paul Robertson ham omelette. Yeah, mate. I'm a big fan of egg. But so, what is your? If you put an omelette, Terry's in the kitchen. Cheese and tuna. What's your one?
Yeah, that's the one. Cheese and tuna. That's the one.
Oh, tuna and egg.
Yeah, what? What's wrong with that, mate? It's all protein.
I suppose during camp, yeah, I suppose that, but I can't imagine that be very nice. For me, it would have to be a bacon, cheese, and mushroom omelette. That'd do me. That's how you can tell I ain't a boxer. One says tuna, one says bacon, fried, chucked in there. Right, let's have a look. I hear you're getting old. How does it feel to hit 30? If you want to ask who asked it, I can tell you.
No, mate, it feels shit, mate. That's when life stops at 30, mate. Stops.
No, 30's young. I think Forrester and Sons is 32 or 31.
Yeah, Terry's 32, isn't she?
So you're a toy boy.
I am, mate. Proper.
So it feels right to be 30 then, yeah? There's no issues with being 30.
Nah, there's no issues.
All right. This person didn't want to say their name. It's no one that is bad vibes. They're all good. What age do you aim to box until?
Just whenever I feel like my body can't keep up anymore, really.
So do you have like an age where you sit there and you think like, when I get to there, I hope I'm content and can stop?
Just what Rod said, when WWE comes calling, that's when I stop. No, like sometimes it just depends, mate. Like sometimes I'm like, yeah, I'll box till I'm 40, and then sometimes I'm like, you know, when I win this, I'll stop, or when I make this much, I'll stop, or I just think I'll stop when I'm not enjoying it anymore, really. You know.
I reckon you got another 5 years in you.
Mm.
Definitely. That's another what? 10 fights, maybe even 15.
Probably more than that. Yeah, 15 probably. Yeah.
Oh, man, just think that you got. How many have you had so far? 9.
No, 10. That was my 10th fight with Roberts.
That was your 10th. So you are 7, 2, and 1. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So the next one is, if you beat Paul Roberts and then successfully win the British title, could you retire?
Yeah, 100%.
Would you retire though, or would you wait and see what comes next?
Probably wait to see what comes next, because once you get to that level, that's when you like really start making money.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, you know, once you win the British, you'll start getting good paychecks every time. Then, so you know, in a way, it'd be a bit silly to retire, because I could, you know, start making some good cash from boxing and so on, and you get big fights come my way and so on and so forth.
Well, I think, with all due respect, mate, I think when you win the Southern area, I think the money will start coming then, because you're going to move on. You know, that's quite clear. That you've always said if you win the fight, you will move on. Say you get a British fight. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, when, not if. Sorry. You know, the fight will come, because that's where the money is. You know. Next one, I think we've answered this before. I've asked you this before. We'll do it for the sake of the question. Dream fight venue in the UK.
O2 Arena.
Yeah. Why is that?
I just love it, mate. I just think it looks sick. Like I've seen like my team. I think some of my teammates have fought there before, and like I've seen like the dressing rooms. The venue's just amazing. Like, yeah, man, it would just be amazing to fight there.
Yeah, I've been to the O2 a few times, but only for boxing once, and I must say it was pretty impressive.
Yeah, it is.
But mate, I can't. Since I've been coming to watch a small, obviously since I've started again boxing royalty, I've been to 4 or 5 now small hall show. I don't think you can beat York Hall.
Yeah,
Genuinely.
you can't.
If more was done with the actual night, I think, like, you know, with like lighting and stuff, and I get like the, you know, the small hall shows that they're on a budget and whatnot, but I think if you just push that boat out a little bit, and that's not aimed at anybody, I think you could turn that into a real good, you know, what it is, you know, when Frank Roar and Eddie Hearn will ever go there. But I just think it's brilliant, mate. Roll on, roll off on the fights. You know, you don't get people sitting there drinking at their seat, and that's where all the trouble comes, because drinks are spilt and they're thrown. I don't think, I can't wait, mate. 18th of June, I'm back there, and then obviously the 23rd of July. But I'm probably going to be there before then as well, with someone else. But yeah, so 0-2 for you. Yeah, I can't. Well, I mean, I'm not a fighter, so what mine? Mine's Hayes ABC. That's where I'm going to have my first fight. Hair color for the fight. I don't even think you know this, do you?
It could be anything, mate. Who knows? I'd like to think it'd be back to back, but who knows?
No, mate. I've said this before. You've got to go blonde for the fight. I'm telling you, that was your lucky hair color. I think I'm superstitious like that, and I think go blonde, not
Maybe.
drumstick or pink or black, blonde. But it's your choice, obviously.
We'll see. I mean, technically, I'm blonde at the moment because when this washes out, it will just go blonde. So
yeah, you was blonde before the photo shoot, weren't you?
Yeah,
and then you come in with your pink hair, because they all said to me before you got there, what colour's the punk kid coming in? I said, I think he's blonde. And then I said, you text me and said, oh no, I'll come back. I said to you, didn't you? You said I'm pink again.
indeed.
But each to their own, mate. So I know you've just had tattoos done, but any more tattoos before the fight?
I would like to say yes, but it's kind of hard. It's like, because obviously I got that one done. That one done, and that one done there. But oh, mate, this camera's backwards. It's really hard.
Say, yeah, you're showing it off the camera.
Yeah, that one on the crease of my arm, and I mean, I've only literally just been able to start throwing punches again. So it really depends on like the placement and all that where I get it. Like, you know, during camp, it's really hard because if I get any on my stomach, you know, I'm going to get hit in the stomach, you know, but yeah, and it's the same thing on the back. You're going to be rubbing against the ropes, like, you know, so.
You seen that comment? No, I can't say that, but yeah, go on.
So it's just hard. It's just hard to tell. I probably won't get any more until after camp.
And what's that next tattoo going to be?
Don't know, mate. I know what I want, like on all parts of my body, but it just depends what I get, like where and what I get next.
Yeah, I need to get my arm finished. I keep saying it, but I think when I start my new job and I got my weekends back, I think I'll be able to do it a bit more. But all right, cool. So where are we at? Edge or Ricky Hatton?
Who else?
Biggest hero? Yeah, that was Terry. Yeah.
Well, actually, I have I think it's gone to 6 now. I've got like 6 people who I idolize, and obviously Edge isn't actually in that. It's actually like, so that it's Dennis Wise, who's my favorite football player of all time.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect that. That's random.
Yeah, he's my favorite. Mate, I used to fucking worship the ground that man walked on. Like when I was younger, I supported Chelsea, and then he went to Leicester, and I supported Leicester. Then he went to Millwall, and I supported Millwall. And then I went to my first QPR game. Now, to be personally, I wish I would have just stuck with Millwall, but I went to my first QPR game, and then that's when I started supporting QPR. But I always followed him to every club, and I remember he finished his career at Coventry, and I went to go watch him play at Coventry's ground when he played in Coventry. And I fucking worshipped the ground that man walked on, mate. Like, and the worst thing is, everyone in my family's met him, and I've never met him.
Why? I don't get it. Why? Like, that's because, mate, you're not the biggest football fan, so that's like me saying I'm a huge fan of Jamie Oliver. People may not know it, but where's that come from? Why?
No, when I was younger, obviously when you're young, you're always into like kind of football and stuff because you're kind of not so necessarily pushed into it, but you know, like everyone around you, it's the biggest sport in the world, isn't it? So everyone's just watching it. And that, like, obviously, I've always been small, and like, I used to watch Dennis Wise. He was small and like aggressive, and I was always just like, oh, I love him. Like, that's what I want to be like. I want to be like aggressive like him, and he's small like me. So like, you know, it was just kind of one of them things. I just kind of I was just drawn to him because of the way he was. Because he was probably small. If he was like 6 foot, I probably wouldn't have given a fuck who he was because he was small like me. I was just drawn to him. And then yeah, mate. And like the work, like I can't. Like, as I said, everyone in my family's met him, and I've never met him. But it's so easy for me now to meet him because I know people that know him, and he also his son trains at Dell Youth, and like people were always like, "To me, come down to Dell Youth." Like he's always there. Like and I just never did, but. Hopefully one day I can meet him and tell him like, mate, I'm actually. Do you know when people say I'm your biggest fan? I probably am Dennis Wise's biggest fan. Like,
I think Rod knows him.
Swear.
I swear. I'll double check that Rod comment if you do, but I think he does. Yeah, I'm sure. Like Dennis Wise is one of Rod's like boys or type thing. I don't know.
There we
But
go.
we'll find out. Who are the other 5 then?
So I always forget one, but it's Dennis Wise, CM Punk, Tom DeLonge, who's the lead singer. Tom DeLonge, lead singer of Blink-182.
Okay.
Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
I know I'm missing one already now. Ricky Hatton. And Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah, that's fair. Any close outsiders?
Oh, there's like loads, mate. Like obviously Edge would definitely be one of them. But there's loads. If I was to sit and actually think, because when you ask me off the top of my head, I'd be like, oh, panicking. But like if I had time to think, there's loads of people that I admire. Even like people like Jeff Hardy again is another one. Most of them probably are wrestlers. But
so on the question then, Ricky Hatton is a bigger idol than Edge.
Do you know what? I like just like now as I'm back into wrestling, I think like, oh yeah, like, but obviously I've always Ricky Hatton was the reason I got into boxing, like, you know, so yeah, it probably would be Ricky Hatton. But I would say I'm more interested in like Edge's story than Ricky Hatton's, like his life story, not necessarily his career path, but I'm just a massive wrestling head, so
well, yeah. Every time I speak to him, and you're watching it, WrestleMania this, WrestleMania that. So on a quick one on that, then Ricky Hatton is fighting Barrera. What do you think of that, and will you be there?
No, I won't be there, and I just think it's so shit, mate. Like, I'm not really a fan of exhibitions in the first place, but like, I just don't know, mate. Like, you see that thing with Ricky Hatton all the time. Like when everyone does all these exhibitions and so on and so forth, he's always the first one to comment on it, saying that like, "Oh, this is a bad idea, this and that, and this and that." But obviously now, the second someone's probably thrown a bit of money at him, now all of a sudden he wants to take part in one of them. And I just think that's shit. I just think it's shit, mate. Like, I'm sure we've had this conversation before, yeah, where it's like I don't understand this whole thing of people just like when someone comes back into something and they're like 50 years old, and like just the naivety of people, they're like, oh my god, it's Ricky Hatton's fighting, and they still think he's going to be the same Ricky Hatton from 25 years ago, like when he was blasting everyone out, and do you know what I mean, when he was a world-class fighter. It doesn't happen like that. People's bodies get old and they slow down, their reactions go, they can't perform at the high level as they used to, and like it's the same thing. Like, look at the Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. fight. I remember everyone at my work when that was happening was like so gassed about it, and I was like, no, mate, it's not going to be what you think it is. Mike Tyson's not going to come in there with that head movement he does and just blast him out. And Roy Jones ain't going to. You've seen Roy Jones fight for years now, and did he ever look good when he got past like 32 or something? He was awful. Like, and you know, it doesn't work like that. Ricky Hatton's going to be an old man, most likely out of shape, probably fighting at something like middleweight or something. Same goes for Barrera, and it's just gonna be a shit fight. Like, so, you know,
I don't even think it's needed either. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't need the money. Like, I think I said to you before, obviously my dad's got a bar in Tenerife, and every time Ricky's out there, he goes to the bar. Do you know what I mean? And he just puts a load of money behind the bar, and then he don't even come back at the end and say how much is left. Do you know what I mean? So, and I know that don't mean he's got money, but it's his son's now a professional boxer. His brother's a trainer. He also trains fighters. I've got no interest in it, and I wouldn't have interest in it if, say, Joshua, you know, I'm a Joshua fanboy, but say he come back and fought. Do you know what I mean? Or even if you go to like Mark in 2 years' time comes back and fights, I'd be a bit like, well, what are you doing? Do you know what I mean? I'll go. Do you know what I mean? And I had a conversation with Mark yesterday and said about that. I said, like, look, if someone come back to you like in 6 months and said, look, that fight's available again, would you take it? He even said, then I don't think I would. You know, it's if you've retired from boxing, your body's telling you to retire from boxing.
Yeah.
I mean, and like you said, Ricky Hatton, he retired 10 years ago now, even more than that, I think. There's just absolutely no need for this to happen. Do you know what I mean? And it surprises me with him because since he's retired, he's never really been one to sit on camera or do anything like that. Like, if you expected it from anyone, it'd be someone like Bellew, and I love Bellew, but you know, I just want to go home safe to my kids. He says that all the time, but just leave it. You're done with it now. Just go. All right, lovely. Terry has put he turned down tickets to go.
Yeah, no, she was going to get me tickets. I was like, no, I don't want to go to it.
All right, next one. Anyone heard you getting best fighter not to win a world title? British.
Kevin Mitchell.
Yeah, 100% agree. 100%. Yeah, don't even have to debate it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, well, that was that one, short and sweet. Biggest prospect on the small hall scene.
Small hall scene.
Yeah. So, i.e., Goodwin, Mo Pryor, whatnot.
Me. No, I'm joking. Like, oh, this is just one of them questions again, man. It's just like there's Ryan Lukeman.
Yeah, shout out Ryan Lukeman. Another one I will say, yeah, Pop Forrestal says Newham. I think Jack will go quite far. Joe Giles. I don't know if you've heard of him. He was an MTK fighter, obviously all that's gone. He's now 3-0. He fought Poochie, and you know what Poochie's like. He's very straight and honest.
Oh, yeah.
Poochie said that he rated him, and he boxed on Friday, and I think he went 3-0, so he won. Yeah, but
you know what? There's actually someone. I can't fucking remember his name, man. And
I think you're going to say the same person.
No, I don't think you know him. I think he's like he's a Warren fighter, but he fights on like Mo Pryor shows. Do you know what? I literally see him come up on my thing today, and I like the picture of him. I'm trying to find him now, but I can't remember his name, man.
Stevie the Punk Junior Forrester.
He's right up there.
He's actually starting training as well, Stevie.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's in the gym, yeah.
What gym?
Rod, comment on that one. All Stars.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
You know, mate, that's a rough gym, you know.
With pink hair. There's another guy that actually, while you're looking for that, he fights on the Goodwin shows. He has that blonde guy screaming from the balcony.
Yeah. Oh, Dennis, yeah.
Wild, where his mate, he looks good.
He's fighting for the area title on my card.
Is he?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to see that madman on the edge going. He scared me.
That's the guy. Hold on. Why isn't it? Oh, it's not coming into focus. His name's James.
Is what?
His name is James.
James what?
I
can't see it.
Can't see it.
No. Spell his surname out. Oh, do you not know his surname?
It's not there.
Oh, well,
I can literally find it in a second.
I'll tell you another guy with. Go on, you got it?
No.
Yeah. You know him, and I know him, and obviously the guy who done the photo shoot knows him. Psychotic JMP.
Hannigan.
Oh yeah, James Hannigan.
Hennigan. Yeah.
Mate, he's fucking class, man. I did. I was doing one of my write-ups on him, and mate, it was just absolutely just sensational to watch. He's like 5-0. I think he's welterweight or super welter. It was just beautiful to watch. But yeah,
there's a lot of fighters around that level, weren't there, at welterweight? You've got a couple of the guys that train at Pug. I've heard that Frankie Story is quite a good little fighter.
Yeah, I train with Frankie Story, yeah.
Yeah, and Tom Ansell.
Yeah, I train with Tom as well, yeah.
Yeah, apparently I've heard good things about them, and I think him and Jack and Tom are on a bit of a collision. Like, they're both at that weight now, and I think that could be a fight that we.
Jack Newham.
Yeah. I think that might be a fight we see
as well. So it was be a good one, man.
Rod says he was 5-0 in his youth club. Anyone else? Any other prospects that you can think of?
Well, you were just saying about JMP.
Mm.
Yeah, he's making his debut on the 26th of June.
Yeah,
I'll be going to that. So,
I think we need to get him on. He's mentioned about coming on here before, isn't he?
Yeah. Shout out JMP.
Yeah, I wish him all the best. He put a thing up about his sponsors. He's pushing. I feel sorry for him because that White Fox sponsor him,
Yeah.
and he was waiting like a year or so for his debut, and he just kept getting knocked back off these shows.
Mm.
And now he's under. I think he's either got a new manager or he's under a new promoter, and he's ready to go. So, if you're watching, James, I wish you all the best of luck, mate, in Worksop. I won't be there, but I know Jack is, and I know Mark is. So, good luck to you, mate.
Yeah. Nice one, Jamie.
Hair color. That is this biggest prospect. Yeah, that's everything that I've got coming through. I don't know if you've got any questions that you'd like to debate.
Nah, pretty straightforward, really.
No. What's your thoughts on Fury White?
What, the fight?
Mm.
I didn't even watch it. I was at the pub, which I hate going to watch boxing at the pub. And then, like, mate, when I was there trying to watch it, like, my friend was talking to me the whole way through the
Oh, I
fight,
hate.
and I missed. I swear to God, out of 6 rounds, I must have watched. Like, I was trying to watch it, and I must have only watched like 30 seconds, and then like I missed the knockdown, like missed everything. But it was exactly how I thought it would go. Really, like I thought Fury would stop him late, but he stopped him like mid rounds, and like he dominated from what I can remember. Like I just didn't. I couldn't see it going any other way, and I can't see anyone beating Fury, whether he stays in boxing or retires. I can't see anyone at heavyweight beating him.
But mate, there is nothing worse than having someone in your ear when you're trying to watch it. But I
Mm.
remember your first fight against old Commie. This guy, I don't know who he was. He was just chatting so much rubbish in my ear
Yeah.
the whole fight. And I was obviously with Rod, his dad, and the two guys that come with Rod. And this bloke was just on his own. And Mark was fighting two big old lumps at £200. Yeah. He's like, Christ, he's too big for welterweights. I said, you what? What are you? Do you know? And it's like I can have a conversation. Like, I talk a lot when I watch it. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Rod's dad, they call me CTC, colder commentator. Yeah, because I talk when I watch things. But if you're live at something or you're trying to you're deep invested in something, there is nothing worse. And this guy was just doing my absolute head in. But on Fury, I felt sorry for Dillian White. I just don't think I think he underestimated Fury's footwork. I don't think Fury retire. I think Joshua's going to beat Usyk only on the basis of what's going on in Usyk's life with Ukraine and whatnot. Can you see Tyson Fury turning down that unification with Joshua or Usyk?
No, that as his wife said, that's the only thing I can think that will get him back is like the unification fight. But like if he does retire, I mean, well, he'll have to relinquish his belts after a certain time, and I don't know when. Like I think it's a year, but if you say you're retiring, I'm sure they can just strip you instantly of them. Because if you
Yeah,
say you're
whether he's
retiring
officially retired.
and there's people around to fight for titles and they get made mandatories and stuff, and if you've announced retirement, surely you'll just get stripped of them, which is what I would imagine is going to happen. So if he gets stripped of all his titles and then Joshua beats Usyk, I don't really know if just the Joshua fight alone would be enough to get him out of retirement. I think it
I
would be
think
the
I
belt.
think there's more chance of him coming out of retirement, obviously with the belts on the line. But the thing is, if he officially retires, which he hasn't done,
Mm.
and they do relinquish all the belts, mate, we won't ever see a unification at heavyweight again.
Mm.
Jack, would you consider a Forrestal and Sons tattoo after you bounce Paul's stupid face all over York Hall?
Maybe I'll think about it.
I think you would as well. I think right across the chest, bang.
No, that's my place.
I've got stuff going on the chest already.
And a BRT somewhere. I mean, if we can do the full logo, then that would be perfect. But you've got Southpaw jab, so I can give me another 5 years of speaking to you. We can sort that definitely. Any fights coming up this weekend? I don't think there is there?
I think there's just like small hall shows.
Oh, Canelo, Bivol.
Oh, is that this weekend?
Yeah. What do you think on that?
I think Canelo smashes him.
Yeah, mate, I don't like Canelo, but yeah,
You don't like him?
No, mate. I just he must be doing something, mate, to move up and down in weight like he is and blow people out. He must be.
Yeah,
on that.
my argument is everyone is doing something, so it's just.
What about thingy at the weekend just gone? Not Katie Taylor, Liam Smith. What do you think of him at the minute?
Man, I always thought Liam Smith was really good.
I didn't.
You didn't?
No, and from his last 2 fights, he played with Vargas on Saturday night.
Did he?
Mate, he lost probably 3 of the first 5-6 rounds, but he clearly just stayed on the back foot. And when he moved, mate, he looked really good. I'd like to see him win a world title again. I really would. I think his brother blocked me on Twitter, not Callum, the other one. But I'd like to see him do well. And I feel sorry for Callum at the minute because obviously he's moved up in weight, and all the belts are now pretty much, because what's he gone up to, light heavyweight, and you've obviously got Beterbiev versus Joe, what's his name? Joe Smith, and then you've got Canelo Bivol, and then you're probably going to have the winners fight each other. So now he's only going to land in a fight against the winner of probably Buatsi Richards.
Isn't there the other guy though that's fighting? I don't know his name, but he's like 17 fights, 70 knockouts. He's a Russian. He's a world champion. Yeah, is that him? He's
fighting Joe Smith.
Oh, is he fight? Oh, he's the one fighting Smith. Oh, okay.
Because I think Hearn went to Warren about Buatsi versus Yard, and Yard was like, "No, I've got a world title shot." And they was like, "Mate, they haven't even announced the Beterbiev versus Smith fight yet, and you're telling us you got the winner." Like, I don't want to get started on all them like Frank Warren because that's just not for tonight. That's another discussion.
Then obviously I've got my teammates fight coming up in 2 weeks' time on the 13th. Razer.
Razer. Yeah, how's he looking? Have you seen him? Spoke to him?
I haven't been in the gym since, obviously, but obviously I speak to him and he tells me, things are going well and so on, so forth. So but that's going to be a really good card. I'm looking forward to that. Obviously, it's got Linus for the British.
Team Denzel, sorry.
Oh, you want Denzel to win?
I'm like a Denzel fanboy, and I love Denzel. Rod, when I done that thing for Little Isla, Denzel signed one of the shirts I made for him, and Rod actually bought it for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he won the auction on it. I think it was 80 quid. Did you get your tickets for Razor's fight?
Yeah, I brought them, yeah.
Yeah, see, I don't think I can make that one. I think I'll definitely come, as we're talking to friends of Shouts Outs. Tony's got a show on the 23rd.
21st, yeah.
Yeah, are you going to be doing your write-ups on that, or are you just going as a spectator?
I think he'll want me to do a write-up because he was really happy with the last one I did. And apparently he was getting loads of good messages and stuff, and all the fighters on the show shared it and so on. So I think he'll probably want me to do another write-up on it again.
Yeah, I'm definitely coming down to that one. I'm looking forward. There's a few decent fights.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Mitchell Smith's making his return, isn't he, on that card?
And he has shipped a lot of weight as well. I don't know if you've seen his videos.
Yeah, a lot of weight. I know Mitchell quite well.
Yeah, and Jez Smith. He hopefully we see him back soon. I know he got stopped heavy against Razer. Not Razer. Why do I keep saying Razer? Hamza. But then there's things behind, what before happened in that. That's not to go into.
Yeah.
Forrester and Sons are going to sort their deal out tomorrow and get it sorted. We want a bigger logo.
Yeah. What's it called? What's it called you're doing for me, Terry? A banner.
You need to go to the AM flags and get a flag done as well. Just coat your call out. Scare Paul Roberts as he walks out that ring.
Yeah, that's what she's doing. Wants a banner. She's doing loads of banners for me.
Yeah, that would be good. What colour? Pink.
Razer Bells is making it.
Are we going to have a boxing royalty logo? Are we going to have a boxing royalty logo?
You can have whatever you want on there, mate. For 50p.
50. I'll give her 51, and she can make it a little bit bigger. So what are they just going to be? What, Punk Kid?
Yeah, I think Punk Kid, and Terry wants the Welsh flag on there, and I'll get the Irish flag on there. Fuck the English flag, mate.
And then
right, that's it. Team Roberts.
And probably just get sponsors and stuff on there, and
No, they're good. They're a good idea. Mark used to have them for all his fights.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he used to have all flags with the West Ham flag and stuff on it. It does look good, when you especially when you see people put pictures online and you can see him hanging from the
Yeah,
the rails, and then you see Rod hanging over one screaming. Yeah, beautiful. I won't repeat what he screamed, but we all know what he screamed. But mate, from me, I think that's everything. Oh wait, hang on. Can I have the biggest logo for Forrester and Sons? And he will get a Punk Kid tattoo for definite.
Jeez.
That's a big statement.
It is a big statement.
I'll let you call that one.
Yeah, you can have it.
I'll even book the tattoo as well to make sure he does it. The guy who does mine will sort it. And we go live for the tattoo.
Jesus.
That's it. There he goes. It's on. The deal is on. So you all heard it here. If Jack puts Rod's logo big on his flag, Rod will get a Punk Kid tattoo. And you get to pick the location of the tattoo, Jack. How about that?
Oh, God, on his face.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, on the thing it says Forrester and Punk.
Forrester on Punks. That's quite. I like the sound of it.
Already got one on my. Yeah, he has got one on his face.
Yeah, I see it there. He's got it there, isn't he?
All right, side of the neck, Punk Kid. There we go, sorted. But mate, you got anything else?
I think that's it, mate.
No, same as me. So, like you said, tickets will be on your page.
Yeah, same old. Tickets will be on the page, off me, so on and so forth. And I think we're going to end it there. Yeah. So, yeah, join us again next week, hopefully, if we can keep the date that we agreed to every week, but we never seem to. But, yeah. And we'll be back. Peace.
Sweet, mate.